Ladies and gentlemen, we knew there were big losses this week. Now, let me just tell you, they're going to attempt to bounce this market back up, but it's going to come back down because this virus is spreading fast. Fast. It's spreading around the US too, but they're trying to be tight lipped on how bad it is. But give it about another 3 weeks or even a month, they're not going to be able to hide this thing too much longer. And how bad it's spreading in the US. See, we're not that far in of having the virus here. It really hasn't been here that long. So they still got somewhat of a window to try to fake the funk and act like it's really not that bad here. But it's going to get to the point where they won't be able to do this. These people live in a fantasy land. Their minds are often some fantasy that's not part of this reality at all. So, unfortunately, we got to live with it, but we don't have to be stupid in the process like they are. So, ladies and gentlemen, globally, the stock markets have lost $6 trillion in value in 6 days. So, don't pay attention to them trying to bounce the market back up. As long as this thing is going on, it's going to drop again. So, this is CNBC, February 28th, 2020. Because there are some very naive ones that are sitting here saying, now is the time to buy. You should buy. Stay out of the stock markets. Don't listen to these people. Global markets have lost $6 trillion in value over the past 6 days, according to S&P Dow Jones indices. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they were in the red all week. I think the only day they attempted to bounce back was Wednesday, and by closing, they were in the red again. So stock markets around the world are plunging into correction territory as investors fear the surging of coronavirus cases outside of China will escalate the deadly virus to a pandemic. It's already a pandemic. They don't want to call it that because money will be lost in their stock market if they scream pandemic. So it's all about money. That's the reason why they're not doing it. The market sell-off also wiped out $4 trillion from U.S. stocks in the same period, according to the firm senior index analyst Howard Silverblatt. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P 500 and NASDAQ are all in correction territory, down at least 10% from their most recent high. So, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. lost the brunt of that $6 trillion. Damn near the majority of it was lost in the U.S. Stocks have cratered this week as investors panic about the deadly coronavirus spreading and denting global growth. The Dow has lost more than 3,200 points this week. The S&P 500 is down 10.8% this week, on pace for their worst week since the financial crisis. It was down last Thursday and Friday as well. Now, they said this has already surpassed the 2008 financial crisis. It's already past that, and I believe that. So you can see on the chart, Dow Jones Industrial Average daily point drops. And this is February 24th. So look at this. This is ridiculous. Shoot, $6 trillion, they could have paid off our reparations, at least for 1 year. Spreading deadly virus that has infected more than 83,000 in around 50 countries. It's well over 50 now, y'all. So they're talking about the companies like Microsoft, Apple, Nike, United Airlines, and MasterCard have all raised flags about the coronavirus and its impact on their earnings. The current and largest concern now is if consumers start pulling back on their spending. Consumer spending has been supporting the economy as it makes up for disappointing corporate expenditures. Silverblatt wrote in an email to CNBC. Ladies and gentlemen, and we already know how bad Friday was too. But as people get more and more in fear of the coronavirus, you are going to have less people out in public. Now, I think personally it's going to ramp up online business where people can have things delivered right to their door, because they're going to be less inclined in going into crowds and spending their money. They're going to be too much in fear of encountering somebody with the coronavirus. I think, we're looking at many of the Chinese stores and restaurants and hair shops and everything getting the shaft by the public. But I think that is eventually going to spread to other businesses as people just don't want to take a chance on rubbing elbows with somebody that possibly may have the coronavirus. So, ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to listen to this video that came out from CBS News.
The fear and panic surrounding coronavirus has reached a new level tonight with a number of new developments. Well, today, the Dow had its worst one-day point drop, falling nearly 1,200 points. That's more than 4%. And this is now the worst week on Wall Street since the financial crisis in 2008. Adding to the concern, a California woman diagnosed with the virus, and health officials have no idea where she got it. Also tonight, new concern about the government response as a whistleblower claims federal health employees lacked training and protective gear when they interacted with quarantined Americans. Those federal employees then scattered into the general population. So we have a team of correspondents covering all aspects of this. Meg Oliver leads us off from Wall Street. Meg?
Nora, I've been talking to analysts all day here on Wall Street. Stoking fears was a warning from Goldman Sachs that the virus could slow economic activity across the planet. The coronavirus has infected Wall Street. Markets plunged for the sixth consecutive day today over fears of the virus spreading and halting global growth. The stunning sell-off came as countries like the U.S. and Germany received news today that patients with no obvious exposure to the coronavirus got it anyway, what some are calling a turning point.
Why is the selling continuing? Because there is this fear of the unknown.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says we don't know how long the sell-off will last, but people with 401ks should not get out of the market right now.
Even if you're going to retire in the next year or two, your money has to last you for 20, maybe 30 years in the future. So try not to do anything to upset the plan that you have in place.
In Washington, the vice president stressed calm after days of criticism the administration had mishandled the crisis and rattled the markets.
Our best estimate is that the threat to the American public remains low.
Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
All right, yeah. Well, Trump and his administration can say whatever. The bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are going to take precaution, and rightfully so. If you're going to be out in public and you're going to be encountering people that are sick, you're taking precautions. It doesn't go against the Most High. It does not go against anything like that. So don't let these people, because I saw somebody in my comment section saying that, me putting that recipe out, I was not having faith in the Most High. First of all, I've been wearing hand sanitizer now for several years. It has nothing to do with that. And don't put that message out there to people, because it's a bold-faced lie. Everybody got the right to be cautious, not only for yourselves, but for your families during this time. It has nothing to do with going against and not believing in our Heavenly Father. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Don't come back in my comment section with that. You just get on about your business. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eye on the stock because this is what controls the economy. Why? Because you'll know if you're going to have to pay bigger prices for everything. And ultimately, you're going to have to do that because supplies are scarce and you will be looking at empty shelves eventually. Some of you already are. People are buying out all the water and buying out all the gloves and masks. And, don't worry about that kind of stuff, but take care of yourselves, keep your immunity systems up for yourself and your family, and stay prayed up, family. We're in a major time of judgment in this country. We recognize what's going on, but many of these folks that have no spirit at all, they don't know what the hell is happening and they don't know why it's happening. So stay out of crowds. Try to keep your children out of large crowds too. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.